What's up, my friends? I want to come on here and share something. Can I just say that number one, inspiring this is Facebook just feels like a minefield of like hate and negativity these days. And that's why I want to share this video, because I really want to just remind you of some things that like we are literally like right now, right here, right now. Your body is a transmitter of information, right? Your body is receiving information. It's also transmitting information. How you feel and what you say and what you think and what you do are so incredibly important. And people really, they obviously forget, right? Like, I mean, I lived my life for decades, right? Almost two and a half decades of my life not being aware that all of these things create. So I was just like unconsciously complaining, unconsciously putting myself down, unconsciously putting other people down, comparing, gossiping, being negative, bickering, being a jerk, right? Then I learned, number one, that stuff never feels good, and that's why I didn't feel good. But more than that, it's just like knowing that because we have these powers to consider, like we can sit here and literally start creating our world. I want you to start asking these questions. Like, what are you creating? Now, hi, Jillian. I asked the ladies on the VIP call for Money Miracles. We did a meditation and we went into the meditation. And of course, I was just dropping some things in there and asking questions. But one of them was like guiding them inward to start looking at what they're creating through their feelings, their thoughts, and all the things. And I love that, because then I ask, well, do you like what it's creating? It's creating your tomorrow. It's creating your tonight. It's creating your next week. Like, do you like where this is taking you? And you know, there's a thing that as someone becomes more and more successful, of course, on their own terms, there's a reason why they don't just start taking coffee dates with everyone, why they don't go out and do everything with everyone. Because when you do that, you start realizing like, wow, a lot of people are just, they don't care. They just say the things. They're just doubting themselves. They're also just complaining about everything. So as people are doing that online, there's a lot of people that are doing that online and they're not doing anything about it in the sense of like taking action, being an activist. They're just complaining on the internet. I want to ask you, like, how caught up are you in that? How caught up are you in that? Now, if you feel called to be an activist, I love that. Do it. Please, we need you to do it. But for the people that just post stuff because they're getting high on the dopamine hits from like the drama and they like all the people commenting, you got to ask, like, how much is this really serving you and who you are born to be? Because right now, we all have different things that we're meant to do on this planet at this time. And we can't focus on all the things. You have to choose and you have to listen. It's not even you choosing. It's like life chooses you. Life chooses you. If you listen, you'll notice like what you're being called to do. Like, to me, my sacred work and activism on this planet at this time is to help people raise their awareness, to become more conscious, to listen more deeply, to have sovereignty. That is truly a form of activism to me. And that's my work. Now, if I was like, I want to get caught up with arguing with people on the internet, I would lose my power. I would lose my own sovereignty. I'd be so drained. I'd be just depleted. That would not serve me. So I want to just check in with you and ask you, is what you're doing all day serving you? And guess what? If you've realized that you've gotten caught up, oh my goodness, excuse me, just chewing on my thing. If you've been caught up in that, take a breather. Take a breather, and I want you to be really mindful of this. That you taking dominion, hi Sarah, you taking dominion over your thoughts, the things that come out of your mouth, the things that are going in your mouth, where you are looking, what you are watching. You know, this past weekend, it was Lionsgate weekend, and I know that the energy was very sensitive and everything was very amplified. So I was like, we're not doing any TV. I also turned off my phone for the weekend. And Chanel knew. I was like, I'm not doing anything. If I listen to anything, it's going to be a book, like a spiritual teacher. It's going to be something that's reminding me of more truth. I'm not taking in any of these things. And we have to have these periods. To me, I feel like we have to have these periods when we're doing this if we really want to fulfill our potential. Because there's two things that's going to happen in this lifetime. You're either going to own your greatness and step into it, or you're going to be haunted by it. Hear me. You're going to choose it and own it and live it, or you're going to be haunted by it. What does it feel like to be haunted by your greatness? It's this nagging feeling that feels like you know you have more to give. You know, when you're watching these people on stage, when you're watching these people on Facebook Lives, when you're watching people, you're reading people's books, when you're doing these things, you know deep down that you have something like that to give. You know that you're meant to be the coach. You know that you're meant to write the book. You know that you're meant to do the thing. You know that will haunt you and it will make you miserable. And I want you to know that, like, I have no tolerance for the haunting because I felt it and it drives me nuts. And that's what helped me write my book, because that's my second book is back there on my wall right now. So that book has been a pain in the ass because I've had it's going to be this and it's going to be that. And now it feels more clear. But I want you to know that right now, you could be feeling things like depression, anxiety. This sounds like a pharmaceutical commercial. But you could be feeling these things, feeling jealous, feeling envious, feeling pissed, feeling abandoned. You could be feeling these kind of things. And when you're feeling them, it can actually be you not living in your potential. It can be that you have been ignoring what your soul is asking you to do. So, I'll leave you with this thought. A, keep doing the work. B, I want you to know that all you have to do is start being hyper aware of how you spend your time and having no tolerance for the things that you know are filling you up with information and emotions that are taking you away from your highest good. And there's a level of discipline, and if you can do it, it's going to be different. Like, you're going to feel weird, like, depending on who your friends are and how your family shows up right now, that you might be the oddball. I know that I am when I say I'm not watching TV, or when I say that I'm not available to listen to music right now, or, when I say these things to Chanel, I know she thinks I'm weird and I'm being strict, but at the same time, I do it for periods, for the fast forward, for where it's going to take me. And when we do that, we actually get to hear, like, wow, what does my soul have to say? What am I meant to be listening to right now? What information is trying to come through my vessel? So if we're constantly consuming, we never know what's coming through. And this is why when I teach my work and I teach people, I'm teaching them to listen to themselves, because I don't have your answers for your soul's highest calling. Only your soul knows that. But you're never going to know if you don't start learning how to have the awareness and how to tune out from the outside world and begin to come home to your powers and your truth. So, for my ladies that have been given the special invitation that I sent out last week, for Light Alchemy, I'm running a very small, intimate group that is just something I want to do for more advanced students. You receive this if you have completed my meditation retreat, because you have a foundation of work there, and if you completed Money Miracles Round 1. If you've completed these things and you've been invited to this, and I want to invite you that if you're not doing work in a group right now, and you want to really refine the information that you're listening to, if you really want to kind of get more sensitive, to start hearing things. Like, I am clairaudient, I'm clairsentient, I can hear things, I can feel things. I have a knowing that to me is undeniable. But I had to really work on these things because, at first you think you're weird and crazy, but now I'm like, I depend on that, right? So that's not the point of this. That Light Alchemy. There's a few things. The one thing is that we need to anchor into our own sovereignty as we're moving into the fall of 2020. 2020 is a weird year. There's a lot of things that are happening. It's getting intense. It's going to keep getting more intense as we move towards election. So as we're doing this and we're moving through these just times and spaces in life, diving deep with a really intimate group of women is really powerful right now, and that's why I want to do this. So we'll see who shows up for it. I'm excited about the women that showed up as of right now. But like I said, it's a special invitation, and it's more of an advanced offering. And I have some other things that are not as advanced, that are really powerful too, that are happening later in the year. Like, we have Harmonious Hustle has gone virtual, so that's going to be going on sale soon. And then I have the Miracle Worker Method, which is my spiritual life coach training program. So those things are going to be like kind of what's out in the world for me between now and the end of the year. So if any of them speak to you and you want to come play, and more than anything, if you want to get to know yourself, know your power, and to not be haunted by your greatness and mind your energy, let's talk. All right, my friends, have a beautiful day. We'll talk soon. Bye.